You're watching the Daily Dodge pregame show, presented by John Deere.
And a very pleasant good evening, everyone, from the Beaver Dam High School Fieldhouse. Daily Dodge TV proudly presents Beaver Dam High School Golden Beaver Wrestling. And tonight, the Golden Beavers getting set to take on Monona Grove McFarland. Hi again, everybody. Mike Tronson with you inside the Fieldhouse, and I'm joined by Beaver Dam High School Athletic Director Ryan Gerber. And Ninja is here on site. He's our videographer and engineer. We welcome you into this broadcast of Beaver Dam High School Wrestling, brought to you by our presenting video sponsors, Columbus Family Dental, Hometown Glass and Improvement, and the Beaver Dam Unified School District. Tonight's broadcast is also brought to you by John Deere Horicon Works, Reed Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Air Care, Richards Insurance, Bayside Supper Club, Metalcraft of Mayville, Landmark Credit Union, Jerry's Automotive, McKinstry's Home Furnishings, Ergo Bank, Great Harvest Bakery Cafe, Surefire, Fox Brothers Piggly Wiggly, Preferred Dental Partners, Slumberland, and Kraft Heinz. Glad to have you with us, everybody, on this Tuesday night. And before we even get into the nuts and bolts of why we're here, Ryan Gerber, welcome to Daily Dodge TV. First time having you on a broadcast, and thanks so much for being here, my friend.
Yeah, thanks, Mike, for having me. This is awesome. My first home dual meet as activities director here at Beaver Dam, and they put me on TV here, so that's pretty cool.
Well, people are probably tuning in. What's all this about? Well, of course, you are a longtime wrestling coach down in Fort Atkinson, your previous home before you came to Beaver Dam, and with my limited knowledge of the subject matter, it was thought that, hey, it might be a good idea to have somebody on the broadcast that knows what he's talking about. But thank you very much for your willingness to come up here, and we've got an exciting dual match coming up here with Beaver Dam and MGM. They're just finishing up the JV duels right now, and we're looking forward to this one.
Yeah, so two teams that I know very well. Like you said, I head wrestling coach down in Fort Atkinson for about 12 years, was part of that program for close to 20 years. So, last winter I was in this gym as opposing coach. Now I've got the colors on and I'm rooting for the home team. But, I've always been a Badger Conference guy. I was originally graduated high school from DeForest, so competing against Monona Grove, seeing these towns, that's nothing new for me. So staying in the conference, staying within the family is pretty cool, and I get an opportunity to see two coaches that I have a lot of respect for and have done some great things for their teams and their programs.
And you and I were talking just before we went on the air, and you were saying how, after all those years of coaching to now not be in that position, does it seem a little odd?
Yeah, to say it's a little odd is when you coach as long as I did, you just get into a routine of this is what happens at this time of the year, and right at the end of about football season, you start to make those plans and you start to transition and you start to say goodbye to the wife a little bit more and more. And but for me personally, this is the first year that I'm not on the wrestling mat since I was a third grader. So I won't give out the big number there.
I won't ask you.
But it's hard, and there's been some weekends, some Fridays that have been tough. In fact, when Beaver Dam went down to Milton to start the season, Tim happened to be in the office with me, and we're talking about the dual meet, and Jeff Slayton walks by, and Jeff Slayton was the coach here.
Yes, he was.
And I just said to Jeff, I said, man, this is a lot easier. Like, I'm not nervous, I'm not anxious, I'm not up, and I said, how you feeling, Tim? But yeah, it's tough, and I know I've got a great group of kids back in Fort Atkinson that we're going to be visiting Friday night. Beaver Dam comes down to Fort Friday, and it's been tough, but I'm just happy that I can still be part of the program and help Tim out where he needs it or ask for it, and it's also nice to see a program that's got some high standards. It's unfortunate that Beaver Dam pulled Milton the first week of the season. Those are two teams that could potentially be conference champions.
I was going to say they're tough customers, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, in Beaver Dam, they went down to Milton, and I tell you what, being right up 26 there from Milton. That was a tough matchup every year, and Beaver Dam was leading going into the last three matches that dual meet. So they had a shot to win. Milton being Milton, that's one of the top programs every year in the state. They found a way to get it done, and so it's unfortunate that was how we started the year. However, we'll get them at conference. We got another opportunity. So.
And not only do we have the match here tonight, but it's also youth night, which I do want you to talk about that a little bit. But first, let's do this. Let's take our first break of the evening, and then we'll come back and we'll have a lot more. Our pregame show tonight brought to you, as always, by John Deere Horicon Works, and we'll continue the John Deere pregame show after this 3-minute break on Daily Dodge TV.
John Deere not only builds great equipment, it's a great place to build your career and a high quality of life. You see, there's a certain kind of pride in being a part of a great American brand. It's the security that comes from learning new skills you'll have for a lifetime, a more confident future with unlimited growth opportunities, and the knowledge that you're valued and rewarded with a competitive benefits package. We're Deere strong and Horicon proud. Are you one of us?
At Reed Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Beaver Dam, we are a second-generation family-owned business that has been in the Beaver Dam community for over 25 years. Our goal is to make the process of buying a vehicle fun again. No pressure, no hassle, just quality customer service from our friendly and experienced sales staff. So give us an opportunity the next time you're in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle. The worst that can happen is we shake hands and part as friends, and if you catch us on the right day, you can enjoy one of Mom's amazing homemade cookies. Let our family take care of your family at Reed Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Beaver Dam.
American drivers overpay an average of $368 per year on their auto insurance. Why? Because, well, insurance is hard. It's complicated. It's time-consuming to get quotes from multiple companies, so we overpay. Or we call Richards Insurance in Beaver Dam. Make one call and receive a quote from a great company like Auto Owners Insurance. The team at Richards Insurance will literally do all the work for you. So if you could be saving money each month with an Auto Owners Insurance policy, you'll know about it. How much will you save with Richards Insurance? To find out, call Richards Insurance or stop in at 123 North Spring Street, downtown Beaver Dam. With offices in Columbus, Watertown, West Bend, and Oshkosh. With over 50 employees and hundreds of years insurance experience across 5 offices, you'll get full-service counseling with no obligation. Your auto owner's insurance carrier is Richards Insurance in Beaver Dam. Call 887-1615.
We'll be there with you. Richards Insurance of Beaver Dam.
Welcome back to our live coverage of stunt magician Merlin Wormwood, brought to you by Surefire, your leading local installer of Lennox home comfort systems.
That's right, Matilda. Merlin Wormwood has locked himself in his mother's basement and is refusing to install a Lennox home comfort system from Surefire until she promises to start making him pizza bagels every Friday evening.
Chuck, I'm sorry. How is this stunt magic? Isn't this just a lame protest?
Have you tried his mom's pizza bagels? They're incredible.
When we come back, what's the secret behind Merlin's mother's pizza bagels? And the latest weather report with Surefire up next.
With a finance plan to fit every budget, today is the time to upgrade to new Lennox home comfort system from Surefire, your local Lennox premier dealer. Online at surefireinc.com.
Be sure with Surefire.
You're watching the Daily Dodge pregame show, presented by John Deere.
And we continue the John Deere pregame show inside the Beaver Dam High School Fieldhouse. Mike Tronson alongside Ryan Gerber. And Ryan, I mentioned this before we went to break, but not only do we have our dual meet here tonight, but it's youth night. And talk about that a little bit and what we're going to see.
Yeah, so, a lot of programs, a lot of wrestling programs have various nights throughout the year. You'll have your senior nights, you'll have your parents' nights, and those are important too. We always in Fort Atkinson had a great alumni night, brought out tons of people, and I think that was always really important to have. But that youth night is perhaps the most important thing. As we know, your youth clubs, your feeder programs, those are the lifebloods of your program, and that's where we end up going. And so anytime you get an opportunity to recognize those little guys and get them down by the mat and get them excited about wrestling, that's a win. And I'm really glad to see Tim doing that. So tonight what you're going to see or what the people in the gym are going to see, what it sounds like they do here is they have the youth kids actually accompany the varsity wrestlers to the mat, which is a little bit of different take on the youth night. But, again, you're putting that youth kid next to that high school kid, the kid there, the guy they're looking up to. You're building some of those connections. And when you can get those connections going with your youth program, you're going to get them to keep coming out. Retention is such a huge piece in a sport like wrestling, and they're doing a great job of that. And that's what's really brought this program back and really made them the tough program that they are, is really getting big help from the youth program.
And I would think doubly important because, as you and I were talking about off the air earlier tonight, numbers are down in a lot of places. And we can say that about maybe not other sports, not just wrestling.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of programs where numbers are down, and this is important.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to get these kids, interested and engaged at that young age, you're right, so that the future of the program is, so it's sustainable.
Right. And numbers are down across the board in all sports. If you look at the NFHS stuff, the numbers they put out, every sport's down. Here in Beaver Dam, we've certainly seen it with our girls swim program, where we started the program or the year off with 2 girls. We built it up to 6. By the way, if she's listening, Coach Carmen Scott, was awarded Co-Coach of the Year by WIS News this week. That's awesome.
Oh, congratulations.
Took over in a really tough position, ends up becoming Coach of the Year. Our hockey programs we're building up. So wrestling's getting there. They've got good numbers, but you can always have better numbers, and we just need to keep building. Never have too many kids out for sport. And I will say this: if you're a parent of a parent of a kid that plays football, and you want your kid to get better at football, the best thing you can do is put them on this map, because what do you need as a parent of a football kid? You need them to tackle. And wrestling is going to teach them to tackle all winter long. What better training than to put them on the mat and get tough? So if you're a football parent out there with a kid that wants to get better in football, maybe want to play college, hey, take a look at Gabe Klatt down there. He'll be coming back. Get your kid out for wrestling. We're teaching your kids to tackle year-round.
JV match just wrapping up here, and we'll have the varsity in just a matter of minutes. Now, Ryan, being the wrestling guru that you are, you mentioned to me that you have the scouting report, the lowdown on these two teams, and what can you tell us? Especially, let's start with the visitors from Monona Grove McFarland. What can you tell us about it?
Well, that was one thing I realized getting out of coaching, that the scouting piece stayed with me. I couldn't get out of that. So Monona Grove is a program over the last number of years that's been building. I think they have a tremendous coach in Carl Voek. He was an All-American down at UW Whitewater. He's building this program up. This program used to be the Edgewood program. They co-opted with Monona Grove, and actually back when I was in high school, that's where it was, and Edgewood dropped it. So Monona Grove picked it up, and they found a tremendous coach in Coach Voek. So what you're going to see tonight from this team, they've got a lot of young guys, a lot of experience. They're kind of building up. They had a lot of experience last year. One thing I'm going to tell you about MG is they're a tough out. These kids are going to be tough. They're going to be ready to go. They're not going to give up. They're going to keep fighting. So if Beaver Dam's not ready, they're going to get punched in the mouth, and they're going to be embarrassed. So they've got to get on that mat ready to wrestle tonight. Coach Voek is going to have these kids ready. And that's the one thing about the Badger Conference. There is no easy match. I had a coach come on and as an assistant for me a number of years ago. He coached in a smaller conference, and he goes, geez, there's no easy week here. Even the team that's going to finish last could beat up on most programs. And that's what makes the Badger Conference one of the strongest conferences in the state. So MG is going to come out punching. They may not have some of the studs like Beaver Dam has, but boy, are they going to fight. And you got to respect them, and Coach is going to have them ready to go tonight.
Well, let's flip it over now to the Golden Beaver side. What do you see out of the home team tonight?
I've watched them a couple times this year, and I tell you what, I'm so impressed with them. This team is littered with underclassmen. They only have...
the roster, they're very young, aren't they?
They only have 3 upperclassmen in this varsity lineup. And they're hanging with programs like Milton, as I mentioned earlier. They, I thought, wrestled well against Lodi earlier in the year. This is a team that is going to be solid this year, top to bottom. There really aren't a lot of weak spots in this lineup. And boy, they're only going to get tougher. This is a team that last year wrestled in the team sectional tournament. They did get beat by Holman, which was a generational team last year. But they're using that momentum. They know where they want to go. This is a team that is on a mission. You can see it from their coaches on the way down. And they're going to get better, because I can tell you what, they're going to get Gabe Clapback, who as a sophomore was up at the state tournament as a runner-up. They're going to get better this year. So this is going to be an exciting team. If you're not somebody who's normally a wrestling person, now's the year to start watching wrestling, because this Golden Beaver team, they're going to make some noise and they're going to upset some people.
All right, let's take another break, but we'll be back for more of the John Deere pregame show right after this on Daily Dodge TV.
Are you ready for peace of mind? Chad Guzzi here, owner of Air Care in Beaver Dam. If you're tired of unexpected repair bills, you want to sign up for our Total Care plan. It ensures top performance and prolonged life of your heating and air conditioning equipment. Air Care's Total Care customers receive annual inspections as well as a reduced maintenance rate, plus a 10% discount on all service repairs. Air Care, big enough to serve you, small enough to care. 920-356-8860.
At the Bayside Supper Club on Thursdays from 5 to 8:30, you can have the famous chicken wing and rib combo and 10-ounce prime rib plus full menu. Fridays, the all-you-can-eat chicken and fish seafood buffet from 4:30 to 9. And Saturday is the prime rib shrimp seafood buffet from 5 to 8:30 plus full menu. Sunday brunches every Sunday from 10:30 to 1:30. Make your holiday party reservations now. Call Mike and Doreen today at 920-887-0505.
Hi, this is Dr. Adam Forster at Columbus Family Dental. If you've been unhappy with your smile, it's time that you come and see us. Our team of doctors are waiting to help you get your smile back. We'll take the time to talk with you and treat you like a member of our family, not just another number. Whether it's a whole mouth makeover or simply a little tweak, we'll find the right solution that fits you. For your free, no-pressure consultation, call us today at 623-5559.
Ready, set, Ergo! The game plan is to make banking convenient for you. Ergo Bank has locations in Marquezan and Fox Lake with interactive teller machines in 5 different communities. And at all locations, speak with a live teller and conduct most in-branch transactions by transferring, withdrawing, or depositing. That's better banking by design. Open 7 a to 7 p Monday through Friday, 7 to noon on Saturdays. Call them today at 920-398-2336 or visit ergobank.com. Ergo Bank, an equal housing lender and member FDIC.
Shop the Pig! Fox Brothers Piggly Wiggly in Beaver Dam has everything you need to keep your family happy and healthy. From Pampered to Perfection Produce to Boar's Head Deli meats and cheeses, Fox Brothers award-winning brats, and certified Angus beef. If it's not certified, it's not the best. Be sure to go online at Fox Bros Piggly Wiggly and find the latest weekly flyer full of savings, and follow them on Facebook to learn more about their upcoming events. Shop local and save at Fox Brothers Piggly Wiggly in Beaver Dam.
Piggly Wiggly, shop the pig!
What's in your kid's lunchbox today? Turkey and bacon on honey whole wheat, roast beef on sourdough, PB&J on cinnamon chip with bananas. That is bananas, but that's what fresh baked breads from Great Harvest can do for you. Unleash your sandwich ingenuity. So show your kids some lunchbox love with chicken salad on cranberry orange bread, Italian on cheddar garlic bread. Then show everyone your creation at Instagram or Facebook using this hashtag. Great Harvest. Bread. The way it ought to be.
You're watching the Daily Dodge pregame show, presented by John Deere.
Let's bring in Beaver Dam head wrestling coach Tim Winker as his squad gets ready for a matchup with Monona Grove on Tuesday night. Coach Winker, how's the season been so far for your team?
We're doing really well. We're very young this year in our starting lineup right now. We have 2 seniors and 1 junior, and everybody else is a sophomore and a freshman. So we're very young, but we're fortunate that our young kids have had a lot of wrestling experience from our youth club standpoint. So, I mean, they're able to step in at that young age and be able to compete at a varsity level very well. So we dropped a close one to Milton the first week at a dual meet. That was a team that kind of established their dominance over us last year, but we were able to bring it down to the last match of the dual this year. And I think both tournaments so far, we competed really well. Took 4th out of 12 teams at East Troy in a dual tournament, and then this past week took 7th out of 32 at Bayport's Battle on the Bay. So big tournament, a lot of very good teams there, and we managed to pull out 7th place out of that.
Coach, do you feel like there's a little juice in the program now? You know, you had some success over the last couple of years trying to rebuild the program. Do you feel like there is a little energy in this wrestling program right now?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot more exciting when you walk into the practice room and talk about team goals of, advancing in the postseason as a team, to bring back some tournament trophies, things like that in the past we just didn't have the overall horsepower to be able to do. We had a couple talented wrestlers, but we didn't have that depth throughout the lineup that we do now.
How has the facilities, since the referendum and such, the wrestling room looks, from my perspective, an outsider looks awesome. You have a great weight facility and things like that to train. Just how has that helped you in your quest and, as you get this thing rolling?
It just kind of gives us a space and a home that we can make our own. We kind of specialize it. This year we purchased some record boards so we can put names on the board. We could talk to kids like, hey, you want your years that you were in Beaver Dam Wrestling represented under these team championships? Do you want your name up here under a conference championship or a state qualifier? So it gives them something more visual to see like, do I want my name up there? Just day in and day out reminder to themselves, like, hey, I want to leave my mark in this room, not just from who I am because of wrestling, but also like my name's going to be up there forever because of what I accomplished by working hard in this room. So just kind of having that room, having that space that we can make our own is just kind of makes it a more positive and a more cohesive environment.
Coach, numbers wise, where's your program at this year?
I think we're about 30. We got a couple kids that are going to be out for a little while, still recovering from injuries from football. But we got about 31 on the roster. And again, I think we have 3 seniors and four seniors, and then 4 or 5 juniors. So, I mean, we are a majority of freshmen and sophomores on our roster. So it's a very positive thing looking for the next couple of years, just who we got coming in and being able to continue with build those numbers to, have a number of quality wrestlers competing in our practice room. So then when they take it out on somebody else's mat, they're better able to compete there.
Sure. With the numbers on the rise, do you have competitive situations at weight classes up and down the lineup?
Yeah, I mean, there's certainly some spots where we got kids that are really close to the starter, and we like to see those battles in practice every day. But we don't think we have like too deep at every weight where we're saying these guys are all competitive. But there certainly are some weight classes that are more competitive than others. But the biggest thing we have is if, somebody ends up getting injured or out for some other reason, we have a replacement for them and we can still fill a lineup. And that's something that we haven't had the luxury of in the past. So just that depth, whether or not it's always competitive is nice to have, to be able to fill a lineup, even if you got some sickness going around the room. We had a couple kids are out, but it's always good to have those numbers and be able to spread them out across all 14 weights.
Coach, what can you tell us about Monona Grove, the opponent on Tuesday night?
Monona is always going to have a few kids that are just really talented wrestlers. They sometimes struggle to fill out a lineup, but I mean, this year they got a full lineup. They're filling in all the weights. Their numbers are coming up, and they always have this few kids that are just tough to beat and talented wrestlers. It's a team that you can't overlook anyone in the Badger Conference because everybody's good, and that's the nature of our conference. That's what makes our conference tournament so impressive, that you walk out of there as a conference champion, like you're probably most weights you're placing at the state tournament, because that's how tough our tournament is. So always had great respect for Monona Grove and the guys they put out on the mat. And that's certainly a team you can't overlook, and you have to do your homework on their lineup and where they might make adjustments to try and steal a couple extra matches and sneak out the duel.
Coach Winker, I appreciate the time and good luck on Tuesday night.
All right, thank you.
Beaver Dam Wrestling on Daily Dodge TV will be presented by Columbus Family Dental, hometown glass and improvement in the Beaver Dam Unified School District.
You're watching the Daily Dodge pregame show, presented by John Deere.
And a very special thanks to our own Wade Bates for his interview with Beaver Dam head wrestling coach Tim Winker. Mike Tronson, Ryan Gerber with you on the John Deere pregame show, getting ready for this dual meet between Beaver Dam and Monona Grove McFarland. Well, the Beaver Dam Unified School District is one of the largest employers in the region. Their compensation and benefit packages are among the most comprehensive in the area. If you have a passion for serving children or know someone who does, please consider applying to be a part of a great team that works together in common purpose on behalf of kids and our community. And once again, our pregame show has been brought to you by John Deere Horicon Works. Tonight's game also brought to you by our presenting video sponsors, Columbus Family Dental, Hometown Glass and Improvement, and the Beaver Dam Unified School District. We also thank Reed Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Air Care, Richards Insurance, Bayside Supper Club, Metal Craft of Mayville, Landmark Credit Union, Jerry's Automotive, McKinstry's Home Furnishings, Ergo Bank, Great Harvest Bakery Cafe, Surefire, Fox Brothers Piggly Wiggly, Preferred Dental Partners, Slumberland, and Kraft Heinz. A reminder here, just before we get the match started, that this coming Thursday and Friday evenings here on Daily Dodge TV, we'll have Beaver Dam High School basketball for you this Thursday night, the 15th. It's girls hoops as Beaver Dam plays host to Wanakee. That'll be right here on Daily Dodge TV Thursday evening, 7:15 for the tip time, 7 o'clock pregame show. And then on Friday night, we do it all over again. This time it's the boys' turn, as the Beaver Dam boys hoopsters will entertain Sauk Prairie. And that game will be here on Daily Dodge TV. It'll also be simulcast on 1430 ESPN, 7 o'clock pregame show. And the tip time at 7:15 for that one on Friday night. But just about ready to get this dual meet underway. And Ryan, the youngsters out there getting their little moment in the spotlight as they're able to walk out to the middle of the mat with the varsity wrestlers as they're introduced to the crowd.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. I don't know if when I was a youth kid, when I was their age, I would have been probably too nervous to walk out there like these little guys are doing. This is awesome. Like, what more could you ask for getting some buy-in from the youth kids? There's 2 or 3 youth wrestlers deep here at every weight. So getting out there and tell you what, the MG kids showing a lot of sportsmanship, standing there shaking the kids of the youth guys' hands. They don't need to do that, and yet they are, and they understand that, you know, these might be Beaver Dam youth kids, but there's more at stake here. So pretty cool to see the Silver Eagles out there shaking hands.
Let's take one more quick break before we start the match. Back after this on Daily Dodge TV.
Is it time to update the bathroom? Then it's time to head to Hometown Glass and Improvement of Beaver Dam. Hometown has a full complement of Vasco shower enclosures. Hometown Glass makes your selection of enclosures easy, and they provide hassle-free installation. When you purchase a Vasco shower enclosure, your expectations will be exceeded. Hometown Glass promises you a classy, elegant, and luxurious centerpiece for your bathroom. Hometown Glass and Improvement, Highway 33 east of Beaver Dam, on the web at hometownglass.com.
At Reed Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Beaver Dam, we are a second-generation family-owned business that has been in the Beaver Dam community for over 25 years. Our goal is to make the process of buying a vehicle fun again. No pressure, no hassle, just quality customer service from our friendly and experienced sales staff. So give us an opportunity the next time you're in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle. The worst that can happen is we shake hands and part as friends, and if you catch us on the right day, you can enjoy one of Mom's amazing homemade cookies. Let our family take care of your family at Reed Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Beaver Dam.
You're watching the Daily Dodge pregame show, presented by John Deere.
Just about set to get the match underway here at the Beaver Dam High School Fieldhouse. Mike Tronson alongside Beaver Dam High School Athletic Director Ryan Gerber, and Justin Wilski, a.k.a. Ninja, is our videographer and engineer. And well, we're starting the evening off, Ryan, as you told me a moment ago during the break, with a bang. We've got a pretty good match here at 145.
This is going to be one of the good ones tonight. So we're starting at 145 pounds. The Beavers are going to be sending Landon Groh to the mat, coming up from 138. Landon's 8-3 this year to start the season off, and he's going to be taking on a veteran for Monona Grove and Jaden Denman, who sits at 5-1. So you've got 2 guys that have had hot starts this season. You also have in and Landon, a freshman, going up against a senior. I would think if you're Monona Grove, you got to feel pretty good about this matchup early. But I'll be honest, if you're Tim Winker, I'd feel pretty good about it too. Landon's got a lot of potential. He's going to be a good one down the road, and he's already starting his season off with 8 wins. So this one's going to be a good one. And by the way, before we get started here, just got to put a plug out. There's a lot of people that have a lot to say about officiating and how calls get made. I would implore you, if you're interested and want to help the sport grow, come out, be an official. Get on the WI website, check it out. If you have questions, if you're a Beaver Dam person and you have questions, come see me. I'll get you signed up. But we need more officials. This sport will not continue, like any sport, without officials. We can talk all we want about getting numbers out, but we need officials, and the numbers for officials is declining. So come on out, be an official, help us out.
I could not have said it any better myself. Yeah, we need that in all sports, not just wrestling.
Yeah. So here we go. Beavers will be green as a home and Monona Grove red. That probably wasn't a very tough decision tonight, but here we go. So these two are locking up. Landon's looking just for a single leg there, drop down. Nice kind of redirect there by Denman. Now we're in a classic over-under position. I can tell neither one of these guys are looking for a throw here, but to start off hot in a classic position, and there's a shot defense. Back to that classic position, and that's what happens when you throw not in position. You get caught. Denman looking for a lateral there, but obviously Grove with his weight back. That's going to happen 9 times out of 10. That's an unforced error you can't have, and then we gave it right back on a reversal there. So we're scoring points right away. That's a youth mistake. Landon Grove, first home duel under the lights. You put a guy on his back, you got to finish there.
I was going to ask you, you said he's a freshman. He's a freshman, and so, growing pains, I mean, you're going to have mistakes like that once in a while.
Yeah, and I don't really care if you've wrestled all throughout youth and have a lot of experience and have won there. Your first duel, home duel, in your gym, spotlight on, big crowd, things happen that normally wouldn't happen. You put a guy in their back, especially in a poor lateral, and Coach Winker, I'm sure, will address it, but you got to finish there. And anytime you don't put a guy away when you have a shot to, you keep the door open. Sport of wrestling, unlike anything else, when you get a chance to put someone away, you got to put them away because you never know what's going to happen.
Let me guess the 2 words. Teaching moments, right? Teaching moments.
Well, and as the music flies through the air here.
Somebody hit the wrong button.
Now Grove's looking for a cradle here. I couldn't get it hooked up. So we're just going to ride out here for the last second. Nice period from Grove.
Got up to a good start, made the mistake, as you mentioned, but he hung tough there through the first period.
Right, so he made a mistake. Both guys made a mistake there. But both, it didn't end the match. I used to tell my guys when I was coaching, we always want to finish that first period 6-2. That always provided us the cushion, and we're right there, 7-2. 7-2. So Monona Grove is going to choose down in the second period, try to get away. This is an opportunity for Landon to really put the boots in there. He's going with a leg ride, try to wear down his opponent here and try to take the steam out of him a little bit. We're going with a crossbody ride here, which is a little bit old school, but that's okay. It still works. And Monona Grove's doing a nice job defending that position. But now that he's on his belly, that's tough. This is a position where the top guy can really go to work and really pound on you, really take the steam out of a guy.
Appears to be doing just that here, right?
Yeah. You see matches that go this way. Guys get underneath and the top guy get a leg in, and boy, it doesn't look like much is going on here, but I can tell you this is in some respects can be controlled torture for the bottom guy. There's no way to explain it. When a guy can put a leg in there, he controls your whole body. And then you start to push away at the head, bend that shoulder back, looking for near falls. We're watching the official to get some swipes here for points. Didn't get the shoulders turned to break 90, so we're not going to score any. But boy, I tell you what, we've got 40 seconds left in the second period. He's ridden him this whole period like that when you're down 5, you can't afford to be ridden out in the second period like this. That's frustrating as a coach and as a wrestler. 30 seconds left, still looking to get a turn here, still working hard on top. He's got the shoulders turned. Those should be swipes there, Ralph. There they are. Sorry, I know the officials, so I've got some matches under my belt here. We got a pin. We're getting there. Got to get that shoulder pinned to the mat. It's close. He's not going to get it.
It was close, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
He was very close.
And we get 3 near fall, go up 10-2. Our choice. Coaches are telling him to go down. Winker told him to ride because he just rode the guy out for a whole period, and we're choosing neutral. So we kind of chose everything there.
10-2 going into the third. What's the strategy now for Landon?
So right now, if I'm the coach here, I'm looking at, okay, now we're in that classic position. Sorry, strategy went out the window when we get into that throw position again. But right now we've got the major decision. Now the difference between a decision and a major decision is team points, right? So if you beat a guy 7 points or less, that's 3 points for the team. You beat a guy by 8 points to 14, that's 4 points. And in a close duel, in a tight duel, the difference between a decision and a major decision is huge. So right now, with being up 8, the least you want to do is maintain that 8-point advantage. You'd love to get a takedown here. You'd love to get the boots back in and get some turns and maybe put this guy on his back and get a pin, because a pin would be 16 points. So you start racking things up, start to cruise away, and this isn't terrible, but it's something you didn't want to see. Giving up a takedown here. Now we've lost that major decision here, and now we've got to work a little bit.
Just under a minute left, and he's up 10-4. But you're right, that hurt a little bit there.
Yeah. And what Landon's got to do right now, as you can see, and he looks a little bit tired here. He's got his head on the mat. He's got to get his head off the mat and work that claw out. But he's moving his hips. He's working up. That's what you like to see in that tripod, quad pod position. He's trying to knee slide out there, trying to get some separation from him and Denman. The last thing he wants to do is reach back there. That would be a youth mistake that can't happen at the high school level, but nothing lost. We're coming up to our feet here. Got to bring our hands off the mat, and we're back down. Under 20 seconds. At this point, you'd love a reversal to get the major back, but the way he's kind of going about things, hanging his head a little bit, maybe sometimes you're okay with this decision. Freshman coming up and beating a senior to open up the duel. That's, as a coach, you got to like that. Nice effort.
Yeah, very nice effort for the freshman Landon Grow, and you're right. Remember, he just went out there and beat a senior.
Yeah.
And that's pretty impressive. Your first home duel under the lights, as you said, and you know what? He made some mistakes. Whatever you want to call them, but you know what? That's still pretty impressive to do what he did. And looks like he's got a bright future ahead of him.
Oh, yeah, and this is why this program is heading in the right direction. You got a freshman that comes out, opens the night up with a big win over senior, had a chance to get a major, ends up with a decision, but got a real nice win there. You got to be happy about that. And as you could see, Coach Winker jumped up out of his chair there. He's excited about where Landon's going. So now we're heading to 152. Brock Mullenbach, sophomore. He's going to be taking on Carls, who's a junior from Monona Grove. So again, we're an underclassmen versus upperclassmen here. And I should mention, as these two square off, let's see here. Of the roster of Beaver Dam, all the kids that wrestled, 22 of these kids on Beaver Dam's roster, which is about 28, 29 kids, 22 of them play football for Coach Lindy. So again, as I mentioned earlier, you want your kid to be better at football, have him come out and teach tackling, which Brock's trying to get his hips underneath him. He's in on a double leg. He's going to get 2 there, right on cue. And by the way, I should mention, it's not just football. 23 of these wrestlers are multi-sport athletes. Something we don't see a lot anymore. We certainly don't see 3-sport athletes much anymore.
Right.
But multi-sport athletes, it benefits everybody here.
Well, that's it. I mean, let's face it, Ryan. We live in an era of specialization,
Mm-hmm.
and you just hit the nail on the head. I agree with you 100%. at this age especially, being a multi-sport athlete, I believe is much more beneficial. Later on, you can specialize.
Yeah.
Later on, but at this age group, I think this is what you do.
Well, and I think you see a lot of injuries, especially in youth, but also in high school, from athletes overtraining. They play one sport year-round, and their bodies never recover. They're doing the same motion over and over and over, and they get hurt. And how many NFL players have to say, hey, I wrestled, before we start to understand there's a difference there? And I know I'm keying in on wrestling here, but hey, it's a wrestling duel, right? But, I got a buddy who's coaching Division I football up in Minnesota, and the kids he's recruiting are all multi-sport athletes. They're not looking for specialization guys. I know that's a myth. If you have a coach out there at the college level that's telling you to specialize, red flags. Get out in multi-sport. Good coaches want athletes, multi-sport athletes.
A good first period there.
So another wrestler who got a takedown, second match in a row, and we rode out that whole rest of that period. And again, I don't care if you're throwing legs in or what. When you're on top, you're able to ride a guy, you're able to break a guy. So second period comes, Monona Grove gets the choice. They deferred the choice of the third period. We chose down, which is the right choice. You want to give yourself an opportunity to score.
Okay.
Unless you're a phenomenal rider, you really want to choose the down position when you get that choice. And Brock's going to be working here, and he's on his feet already. And look at that, reversal, 2. Now we're looking for, a lot of teams call that a butcher. My team always called that a bundle of arms. We're just bundling up those arms. Some teams call that a corkscrew. It looks like he was trying for a cradle there, but he's going to pull that all the way back. This is a chiropractor's dream, that move right there. But he's going to get near fall here, looking for near fall. He didn't stay perpendicular, so that's why he didn't get that points. But the officials hold 2 for near fall, and he's looked like he awarded it. No, he's still holding it because we still have the hold. We still have the arm on the tricep, that cross face. We're just going to run. All he has to do is run around the head. Wrong direction. He's got to run around the head, corkscrew fashion, put 2 hands on that tricep, and this kid will go. Here it is.
Like
Pull
that.
that.
Like
right
that.
there. Just like
right
that.
on cue.
Right like that. Man, he must have been listening.
Hey, they can hear us up here.
I used to tell myself that on the sideline, too. Yeah, they're hearing me. No, he's got a great position here. He's getting the near fall. He's got plenty of time. He needs to get weight on that shoulder, get that pin, get out of here. He's going to adjust a little bit. Be careful there. You don't want to give up your position here. He's got the kid from Monona Grove's got this hips turn there, which is keeping that shoulder up. There, we gotta catch him right there. That's a pin. Oh,
well, he's close, huh?
He is tight there. Got to pull up on that arm. Got to kick that near arm out towards the head a little bit. You got to be mean here. You just got to be mean here. It'll go. There it is.
There it is.
6.
He was close for a while. He was real close and finally got it.
Yeah. And right there, thanks to our strength and conditioning program, that came in handy right there.
Well, great start to the match here for Beaver Dam. They lead 9-0 after the 10-4 decision for Landon Grove. And now the pin for Brock.
Yep, so 6 points to Beaver Dam for the pin, 3 for the decision at the first match. We're up 9-0. Now we got Easton Warden coming up, who's a sophomore, another one of our young powers, future
We're
powers.
going to sound like a broken record with all the young.
You know, I might as well just wait to show you when an upperclassman comes in. I might as well just say, we'll just figure out an underclassman and I'll tell you otherwise. But Easton Warden, he's coming in 6-5. Wrestled at Battle of the Bay this last week and was 2-3 there. Finished 8th at one of the tough tournaments in the state. And look at that, gets a quick takedown right there. Again, who would have known? Tackling practice, huh?
It's all back to football again here, isn't it?
Coach Lindy's going to owe me on this one. But Easton Warden's another guy. Look at this. He's already got that arm bar. He's running that arm bar with looking for the wrist. He's got to swing that, which he did. He's got the shoulders turned. He's got to take a big step, get his other hip over, because his chest is out of position here. You'd like to be chest to chest here. At this point, I would always tell kids, take that big step over. Well, now you can readjust. We're going to run that shoulder, pin that shoulder to the mat, run around that head. Here we go. Counting. Getting near fall. You want to keep the near fall. So I tell you what, this is the most I've ever been able to sit during a dual meet. So usually I'm up and all over the place. So if I sound a little excited, I'm trying not to move as much.
Hey, if you want to get excited, you go right ahead because I know that's still in you. I know that's still in you.
Well, and look at that. We got a cradle set up. We lost a lock, but we worked ourselves right into a cradle position. He's got to get those shoulders brought together a little bit. He's going to drag that arm, try to pull him over the top, but the big difference this year, as opposed to previous years, if you're an alumnus that wrestled years ago, is you might be saying, well, geez, isn't he out of bounds? Well, we've changed the rule there. We've started to move closer to the college out of bounds rule. So as long as 2 points of either wrestler are in the circle, that outer circle there, we're still in bounds, we're still wrestling. As a coaches association, we really wanted to move entirely to the college out of bounds rule, where 1 point would be sufficient and really make it easy for officials, but not all high school mats are built the same. Unlike in basketball or football where everything is pretty much the same,
right?
Wrestling mats change. And here we go, we got him on his back again. Just got to finish him here. Right there. Oh. Trying to bring that head in with his knee. Nope, there it is.
Got it. Yep.
0.9 left. 0.9 left.
Wow. 9/10 of a second left in the first period. He gets the pin.
Yeah. Well, they're rolling now. 15-0 going into 170. So this is going to be another good one. We should see some great wrestling here. So we're going to see Gavin Vitens coming out. He's 9-2 on the season so far as a sophomore. Hey, sophomore.
That theme just keeps recurring.
And he's going to be wrestling Luke Rux from Monona Grove. He's a senior, 12-1 on the season. So we've got two kids here that have put some wins together and look to be leaders for the teams this year. In terms of Gavin, he wrestled this weekend again at Battle on the Bay, was 4-1 at that tournament. So, he's wrestling tough competition, getting wins. So this is another guy that Coach Winker's got to be looking to lead a little bit this year on the map. And so often what you see with wrestlers of this caliber, just feeling each other out here, not getting themselves out of position early, just feeling, looking for a slide by there. Rux was looking for a slide by, just popping that elbow up and going around, using Vitens' weight, which was leaning forward, using it against him.
These guys a little bit taller and lankier than some of the other grapplers we've seen here. So how does that change the approach when you're with a different body type?
Oh yeah. So with you typically see this about 170, 182, 185. You start to see a little bit more height, right? And what's difficult for guys that are a little bit taller is their legs are a little bit more exposed. And so for guys that are real quick off that whistle, if they can shoot in and get to an ankle or a leg, this can pose problems. You also see a little bit different style of wrestling. You see a little bit more leg wrestling from the mat. You see a lot more low single shots. You see a lot more wrestling in space rather than hand-to-hand combat that you'll see in the upper weights a lot. And even in the middle weights, you see a lot more space. Now, I know I say that, and these guys have been locked in position, but here you go. Nice double leg finish right at the edge of the mat. And this is something you see a lot at 160. Again, longer legs, bigger area to shoot at, bigger area to tackle. And you'll see this. But I tell you, 52, 60, 70, you usually see guys that can really move too. Right back up to her feet, trying to get her hips out. Almost got caught. Top wrestler almost got caught with locked hands here. So again, if you're watching, not much of a wrestling fan or maybe don't understand, once the takedowns happen, once we're on the mat, top man is not allowed to lock his hands unless in a pinning position. So when we come up to our feet like that and there's a return of the wrestlers, what you'll notice is the referee's going to be looking in. He's looking to see if the top man's locking his hands, and that would be a penalty. This is one of those scrambled positions. Top man caught out of position. Just trying to hold on here at the edge of the mat and time. 2-1 after one, not bad. Monona Grove's going to have a choice. They're going to defer. And the epic question of where do you want to be? This isn't a bad spot, and I know as we're watching here, he got ridden out, but he was able to get to his feet. He was able to get to his quad pod. He almost had that reversal at the end of the first period. So you got to feel good there. And look at him, right back up to his feet, working those hands. So the top man can have his hands locked here. He just can't now. And so now we got a top man's going to be looking for 2-on-1. He's going to be looking for wrists. Right now he's working on a spiral ride. Keeping his hand in that inside leg, and he's lost it. Now that should be one. Nice job.
Yeah, nice way. He got out of that one.
Yeah. Getting out of the bottom position is all about hustling. It's all about will because it's tough. We've seen what Beaver Dam's done to Monona Grove tonight where they've just beat on them in the top position. Once you get to your belly, if you're not willing to fight like crazy, it's going to be a long night. And as a coach, having been there myself as a coach, there's nothing more frustrating than to watch your guys go out there and not be able to get off the bottom. And it's kind of like when you're playing Monroe in football and they just keep handing the ball off and you just can't seem to stop them. It's just run after run after run. If you can't get off the bottom, it makes for a long night. So Gavin did a real nice job there, getting off the bottom, getting to his feet. We just need to get on the offense. Nice underhook here by Gavin in his shot defense. He's got to score here. He's way too deep on the front headlock, and we're going to stay neutral there. So what happened there is Gavin was way too deep on his underhook, and Rux just did a short drag there to come around on the outside, and if they weren't at the edge of the mat, would have had two there. So another teaching point there, whenever you're in that front headlock position, you got to keep your elbows high and tight, kind of like for our running backs out there, keep your arms, keep the ball high and tight. You want to keep your elbows high and tight because if you don't, you get caught in a drag there and you get out of position. Ruck's in on a shot here, single leg. Viten's off to the side. He's in shot defense. I think I needed to see a little bit tougher cross face here, but he's staying in the hip. I'd like to see him on the ankle there, really break down the hips. Now we're in trouble. And it's two. So just a little bit of breakdown in our shot defense there, but, nothing too concerning. Tough kid, tough wrestler.
4-2 as we go to the third here, and it's been a fun match to watch here. It's been a little grueling at times.
Yeah, two tough wrestlers. And, that's the one thing with wrestling. You can come in with a tough record and you can be a great wrestler, but there's somebody on the other side, right? And it's just about positioning. Nothing's happened in this match where either wrestler's outclassed the other. It's just positioning. And I used to talk about this with our wrestlers all the time. Like, you don't need to have a huge arsenal of moves. It's not like we're talking about an offense coordinator in football that's got a huge playbook. You can get by in wrestling with a few moves. You just got to be in better position. You just got to hustle. And by the way, be really good at those moves if you only got a few.
Well, that probably helps, doesn't it?
But I've coached guys that had, a double leg, a stand-up, and just could wear on you on top. And they went far because they didn't get themselves out of position. They took advantage of sloppy positions on their opponent. And that's all we've had here is just two guys that have wrestled hard, two guys that have been on their attacks and just position. As Rux comes up to his feet, he's going to get the escape here. Take that to 5-2 with a minute 20 left. And then there's a shot right there. See, that's the kind of shot we need to see. We need to see some offense here. Yes. We need to keep our head up a little bit, get our hips underneath, and that's a big takedown that would have made it 5-4. But here we go, neutral. Minute 15. Now, Mike, this is where it gets interesting because a guy's going to get a little bit nervous. He's going to get a little anxious. Minute left. He's going to have to put on the offense. Let's see what happens here. This is where it gets fun. This is where the fireworks should be happening. And we wait till the end of the year and you see this match like this, you're going to be seeing shots all over the place. So here we go. Now, Rux doesn't want to go into conservative mode. If he gets a takedown, this match's over, right?
Right.
He hasn't had a warning on him, so he could just block if he wants to. He's in with, looks like he's working a 2-on-1, which neutralizes Gavin's moves, but there he is. And on a shot, stay offensive. And this as a coach is what you want. You're up 3 with 40 seconds to go. Stay on the gas. Stay on the offense. No, he's not going to get a major, but, I would rather finish a match here on top than be on our feet with a chance to get taken down. So this is where you want to see it. Nice wrestling by Rux here late in the third period. And Vitens, he had a great shot there. We just got to be able to finish, and and it just didn't go our way tonight. But, the great thing about this match is we're going to see these guys again down at the conference tournament, and this is one of those you want to circle. How is this match going to go in February
versus December. Exactly.
Versus December, yeah. And that's a great thing about the Badger Conference. A lot of sports in the conference, when they get to the conference tournament, they split up, east, west, north, south, however, whatever this year's alteration of the Badger is going to be. The wrestling has said we want to stay one conference to the conference tournament.
Right.
You see a lot of state place winners coming out of there.
Hey, be sure to stay up to date with the Beaver Dam Unified School District at bdusd.org and follow them on Twitter and Instagram at Beaver Dam USD. Mike Tronson alongside Ryan Gerber as we broadcast from the Beaver Dam High School Fieldhouse. Golden Beaver Wrestling tonight, first home dual meet of the year, as the Golden Beavers taking on Monona Grove McFarland. And let's take a quick break. We're right back for the next match after this. Daily Dodge TV.
Jerry's Automotive in Beaver Dam is a champion of our local schools. Team up with Jerry's Automotive by pumping your gas at their Spirit Pump, where 2 cents of every gallon is donated to a local school each month. Jerry's Automotive also provides exceptional vehicle service and repairs and a great selection of convenience items. Visit Jerry's Automotive Center WI.com and on Facebook. Jerry's Automotive, 700 North Spring Street in Beaver Dam, across the street from Beaver Dam Food Pride.
And we are already underway at 182, Ryan.
Yeah, so we got Mason Grew out here as sophomore, 3-2 this last weekend at Battle on the Bay, wrestling a freshman. We flipped the script a little bit here.
Yeah, we did.
Wrestling a freshman that's 3-3 on the season, Gallagher. A good matchup to see kind of where we're at here with Mason. He's had a good start to the season. Finished 10th at Battle on the Bay this last weekend, scoring 23 team points. Here's another one of Coach Lindy's football players out, and let's see if he can find a way to get a tackle here. But he's doing a nice job working that head. He needs to stay in there a little bit more, be a little bit more physical, but using that head as a steering wheel, moving his opponent around. Here's a nice single shot, driving across. There he goes. Had a couple different things he could do there, and kid kind of went to his knees, and anytime you're on 2 knees on the wrestling mat, you're in trouble. I had a wrestling coach that used to say,
your knees are on your belly, you're in trouble. That's the theme I'm getting here. And
well, when you're on your knees, you're slow. You want to be on your toes. You want to be driving. So we always teach our kids never to be on 2 knees. So gets a takedown there. Now we're right into an armbar, wrist in an armbar, driving across that shoulder, trying to pin that right shoulder to the mat. If we can get some big steps here, we'll get some near fall. We got to just drive on it. This time we don't have a lot of time to waste. Get those near fall, and we're going to lose it.
That was 3 seconds.
Yeah. So the one thing that really impressed me last year when we came up to Beaver Dam as the opposing team is just the amount of the amount of work that these kids put in, and you could tell that there's a lot of time put in the weight room with this program. And I know our football program and wrestling program really harp on that, and I know that's something that's been growing over the last couple of years.
Well, and this is one of the reasons that we're here tonight is because we do we do a lot of broadcasts for basketball and hockey, but we want to give a shout out to these kids because they work just as hard, if not harder, than any of the other athletes and the other sports, and they deserve to be showcased and to see what they can do.
Well, I really sincerely hope that people out there that are whether they live in Beaver Dam or the surrounding areas, understand the quality program that they have here. This is a team, again, that was in the team sectional last year. That's nothing to sneeze by, and competed very well in the Badger Conference. I believe they knocked off Stoughton for the first time in a number of years. So this is a team on the rise. As we've mentioned a few times now, they've got some young kids. This is a team that's going to be tough for the next couple of years. Now, we got to talk to some of our...
Is this time they take a timeout here?
So we've got some blood time here. So
okay.
Unlike the MMA where a guy starts bleeding and they keep going, whenever the official sees blood, whether it's on the mat or on the wrestler, they stop it, they clean it up. So they got 5 minutes overall to clean it up. They're not going to use all that time here,
right.
But just making sure that we're being safe and clean with our processes.
Never a bad thing in today's day and age, that is for sure.
You know,
now during the COVID, weren't they stopping after every match and kind of cleaning up or disinfecting the mat a little bit?
Yeah, so, you know, there was this perception when we hit COVID that wrestling was really in trouble. But when we look at the stats and we look at the numbers, wrestling had far fewer cases than any other sport. And I'm not going to mention the other sports because I'm putting on my athletic director hat now. But wrestling was in the safest spot because our kids and our fans and our teams are so used to looking at disinfection and looking to stay clean. And so while there's a myth out there that wrestling was a dirty sport or a dangerous sport for COVID, the reality is we kept our athletes safe, and that's partially why we were able to have a season and get through in such a way. Look at this tackle. Nice.
Wow.
I need to stop talking about staying clean and start talking about wrestling here. That was a heck of a tackle and a heck of a finish, and took him right to his back, got 2 near fall, and got a little bit out of position there, so he recovered nicely, and now we got a 6-0 lead with less than a minute to go in the second period. You see he's working that ankle, getting his opponent down flat. Now, you can tell here, if you're doing a little scouting on Beaver Dam here, you can tell what they're working on in the room. They're getting guys flat, and they're really working that cross face, whether you call it butcher, whether you call it a bundle, whether you call it a zipper. But they're working that bundle series. We've seen a couple kids working that already. I wouldn't be surprised when we get to the lighter weights, you see a kid working that into a cradle. To get to near fall, that's typically more of a lighter guy move. So it's very clear you can see some of the concepts. We've seen a lot of double legs from our feet. We've seen a lot of outside single shots from a knee, and now we're seeing that bundle series. So again, it goes back to you don't need a huge arsenal. You don't need to know every single move out there. You just need to be able to hit the moves that you have.
Be proficient at the moves that you have. Right. Exactly. Right. End of the second, 6-0.
So Coach Winker kind of worked him through that scenario there, had an opportunity. He's going to choose down here, try to get away, get that extra point, and then get a takedown, and that would give us put us back into that major category. But we got to get away first. Now we're going to get called, Mason's going to get called here for a caution. His knees weren't behind that second yellow line, and the first caution's free, the second one's a point, so.
You want to make the same mistake twice.
No, I always told kids, you can get one caution. You can have a caution all you want. Just don't get the second one.
Don't get the second one.
And we got an escape here. We're back to neutral. Point awarded to Beaver Dam. We're up 7-0. Mason just got to stay on what he's been doing. If you can hear Coach Winker yelling, he's yelling heavy, heavy, heavy. What he wants Mason to do is heavy hands on that head, really snap that head, get his opponent leaning. That provides a great opportunity for that double leg. And now we got a shot from Gallagher there. Good shot defense, and then easy too. If you're Monona Grove, you got to be a little frustrated there. You like the offense, you like the attempt at the shot. You can't shoot to your belly. I mean, you mentioned it earlier. I mentioned knees, you mentioned the belly.
Right.
You're on your belly, you're moving slow. And this is what happens. Now we're in an Iowa situation there, and this is going to be 6.
There it is. Wow, impressive.
Yeah.
Impressive for Mason Grove.
Yeah. Again, another one of our underclassmen that we get a couple more years to watch grow here. Nice job.
And just like that, it's 21-3. Beaver Dam leading Monona Grove McFarland as we head to the 195 weight class. Mike Tronson, Ryan Gerber with you on Daily Dodge TV. Ninja's here, our videographer and engineer. And we are glad you are with us tonight on Daily Dodge TV for the first home dual meet of the year. And we got a little break here. Let's do it. Let's take a quick break on Daily Dodge TV. Right after this.
For every, where's the grocery list? I'll go to the store.
So you'll fill up my car on the way home?
Moment. If it has to do with your life and your money, it's a landmark moment. And Landmark Credit Union is here to help. With free checking accounts that offer you the choice of getting paid dividends on your balance or earning rewards points on your purchases. Opening an account is fast and simple and gives you access to Credit Hub, powered by Savvy Money, which shows your credit score so you can keep your finances healthy. Landmark Credit Union. Visit landmarkcu.com, insured by NCUA.
Keegan Jacobs. So he gets the forfeit.
Yep, so at 195 as we come back here, we missed a forfeit. So MG didn't have a guy at 95, so Keegan Jacobs, one of 2 seniors in the lineup tonight, is going to take a forfeit. That's 6 for the good guys here, and we move on to 220. 220, Keberline and Arcane from Monona Grove. Michael Keberline is a freshman, 5-6 on the season so far, was 3-2 this last weekend at Battle on the Bay. He's up against Arcane from Monona Grove. McFarland here is 2-4 on the season and is a junior. You can see these guys are getting right after it. Oh, look at that! An attempted fireman's carry, puts him to a hip, doesn't finish it all the way, stays in on those legs, is driving, looking for it. That's 2. Right a little high. We got to slow things down a little bit, but he's got a leg in. What he's going to do is he's going to a power half. He's got to punch that mat. He's a little loose on that. He's got to keep that arm posted. Don't torque too much on the shoulder. Ref will stop it. Get to that cross face here. Pull that down. He's getting his near fall. He's got to keep that shoulder pinned there. Get his weight on that shoulder. He's a little loose. There it is. He's got to readjust. Right there. Right there.
Yeah, he got him. Yeah, he's getting close again. And wow.
50-second pin at 220 for the Beavers.
Nice pin for Keberline, and that is now, if my math is correct, 4 pins in the match for the Golden Beavers, who now lead at 33-3.
Yeah, and you know, the Beaver Dam's put their opponents in danger all night long. If you remember going back to the very first match of the night at 45, Denman comes out and tries a lateral and goes right to his back. And I think honestly, I think it kind of stunned Grow a little bit that he didn't get the pin, but we could be talking about 5 pins. So, hey, now we got the big guys here. This always is one of those things that goes back and forth. Anytime the heavyweights hit the mat, good things happen, right? So we've got Noah Pintar here. He's a junior, 3-3 on the season, went 3-2 this last weekend at Battle on the Bay, up against Roth from Monona Grove, and he's 3-3. So 2 evenly matched kids. Monona Grove's wrestler here is a sophomore. Pintar Jr. Wrestled last year for the team and has an opportunity to put an exclamation point on the big guys here. We're looking to dig an underhook here. Looking an underhook on the left side there. Snapping with her right. What we could do here is snap with her right, underhook with her left, all in kind of one motion, open his shoulders up here a little bit. There it is. We need to dig that. Yep, there it is. Oh, looking for a snap down there, got out of position but saved himself in a quad pod. Now we're right back to it. Right back to it. Lift that underhook. This kid wants nothing to do with our underhook, so stay after it. Snap with her right, underhook with her left. And if that doesn't work, go to your snap down. We got out of position here. We had our position, went to our hips. That's why we're here there. Hopefully we get another opportunity to wrestle from our feet here, because I think good things are going to happen. We get on our feet. We were dominating there. We just lost our footing.
Yeah, so. He's a couple times there. He kind of lost his footing a little bit, and he's battling though. He's trying to get out of that.
Yep, working hard, keeping his head off the mat. He's got to get his hips moving there, get to a quad pod position. But we're fine here. We're okay. We just got to get one knee up. One knee up. There it is. Stay out of that cradle. Keep coming up. Yep. Got driven back to our hips.
Close. I thought he was getting up there for a second.
So the one thing with heavyweights, we've seen some really nice quad pod positions from our middleweights tonight from that bottom position, but that quad pod was really designed for the upper weights. When you get that amount of mass moving, getting in that quad pod position, staying sturdy in our haunches really helps us to work ourselves up because the other guy, as big as you are, the other guy is just as big and just as strong. So it comes down to a lot more power moves up in the upper weights, and so getting to that quad pod is where you want to be as a heavyweight.
End of the first, it's 2-0 in favor of Brevid Roth, but I tell you what, Noah did a pretty good job battling there. I mean, under adverse conditions there.
Yeah, and so Monona Grove had the choice second period, they deferred. We're going neutral. And kind of like what I was saying, I thought we'd wrestled really well from our feet. We should have had a takedown on that snap down front headlock. And just got out of position a little bit. Now we're working for a slide by here. I like us on our feet here. I think if we can just finish a little bit, we're going to be okay. And then, anytime you get to the top position heavyweight, who knows what happens. But the way he wrestles from his feet, I might cut him loose and go takedown. But we got to get that first takedown first. I'm getting a little ahead of myself.
First things first here, Ryan.
I apologize. That's kind of how it always works. You're always thinking a couple things ahead. But see here, so what just happened there, the referee just called for a stalling, warned the Monona Grove kid for stalling. And what the reason for that is we're the one on the attack. We're working underhooks, we're snapping that head. Mm-hmm. We're working in, whereas the Monona Grove kid is giving ground. And that's classic stalling all day. He's got to engage. He can't run away.
Is that the same scenario where if he gets a second warning, that's a point?
Yeah. And so here's another example. So we got out of position there, reaching over the head on our feet. That provided an opportunity for Roth to just get underneath, get to a leg, and tackle. And so this here is a situation where, again, just we were doing good things. We just got ourselves out of position.
Well, he battled hard in the first period, but, boy, it kind of cost him here a little bit in the second period as he's pinned.
Yeah. And he got pinned here, but, frankly, I saw some good things there. I know you're probably listening saying, well, geez, he didn't get a takedown there, but the mechanics are there. We just got caught out of position twice, and that happens with heavyweights. But he's trying some things. He's showing some things. That's a guy that, again, let's see how that match goes in February at the conference tournament down in Milton, because I think there's a lot of area to grow there.
Well, it's a long season, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. The wrestling season's a grind, man, and any kid that makes it through a full wrestling season has my utmost respect. It's tough because you're not only doing a sport for that long, but the mental and physical grind that comes with the wrestling is impressive. Now, this is one of the oddest things I've ever seen as a wrestling coach. Beaver Dam's going to try out a 6-pounder that's a senior. You don't see a lot of seniors at 106 pounds.
106 pounds. No, you don't.
So this is a huge advantage for Coach Winker, and I've told him this a couple times. Like, man, you got a senior down at 106. That's awesome. So Rolando Trevino here, 8-3 on the season as a senior. Wrestled at the Battle on the Bay this last weekend. Finished 3-2 on the day. Wrestling a sophomore in Dotzauer, who's 5-6 on the season, who's a sophomore. Here we're in a front headlock position, and there's just strength there. Put him right down to a hip and finish with the go behind. Looked like he was looking for that inside cradle that I was kind of talking about earlier. Here we're looking for that crossface again, and again, if it's not there and a guy's going to post like that, like the bottom man just did, reach for that underhook. So nice chain wrestling by Rolando here. Rolando comes in and hangs out in the office. He's one of our runners during the day, so I get to chat with him every once in a while.
No wonder he's in such good shape here, right? You got the guy running all day.
Yeah.
Does he ever go to class?
Oh, yeah. Great student. Phenomenal student. So here's what I was talking about. We've got that bundle of arms. We're driving on it, looking to pin that shoulder. He's got that hand between the legs. Oh, Turk in that near leg. If my wife was home, we used to have crowds that would yell, "Turk that near leg, Turk that near leg." That was a big move for us back in the day. So if she's watching, she was probably yelling that from the couch. But wrestling-wise, right, they're like assistant coaches or really the general, right? So crossface cradle, looking for that bundle of arms, didn't get it, so we lock in an arm bar here. Can't let this guy get up to his knees, though. You get an arm bar, you got to keep him flat, and that comes from just not keeping enough pressure on his back, not keeping enough weight on the bottom man. And now we're in a little bit of a predicament here with 5 seconds left. This isn't where you want to be, but looks like he's going to survive.
Well, 2-0 lead for Rolando at the end of one there. And
so Rolando's going to defer choice to the third period. MG is going to make a choice here. And Red's going to choose top. So, again, I mentioned this earlier. You don't see somebody choose top unless they are a very good rider or they've exhausted all their other options.
Okay.
Top is not a choice that a lot of people take. So you can see what's going on here. He's got a real deep, tight waist, working almost looked like a coffee grinder kind of situation on the side. There's the leg. So anytime a guy chooses top, you got to be thinking as the bottom man, legs are coming in or he's got a cradle. It gets to be that simple. We're looking for tilt on top. He's got those arms pinned. He's got a 2-on-1, as you can see there. Had a good shot of it. He's looking to roll underneath. There is the tilt. Rolando's able to roll through. But for the next minute and a half, if I'm coach sitting in the corner, I'm nervous here because a kid chooses top. He's shown us some things already with a deep, tight waist, some legs, some tilts. Like, the kid knows what he's doing here. So Rolando's got to use his experience here. Free those hands, get his hips out, and try to get the heck out of there. Back up to her feet. We got to break those hands, and he does. There you go.
Oh, there he was fighting in it. He was getting close. And finally able to do it.
Yeah,
get
so
the hands free.
That's an example of having a senior at 106 pounds. You just don't see it. So he's got a lot of experience, a lot of matches under his belt. Didn't get frustrated, didn't get nervous there as much as I would have been nervous for him as a coach. He didn't get rattled there, and we got away, and now we're back on the offense. Was able to kind of muscle him down there, get his head to the mat, and go behind. Now we're 5-0. And now we can go to work on top. And the great thing here is this is where we always told our kids make them pay for choosing top. Make them pay, get those extra points. It's kind of like, in football, scoring right before half and then getting the ball right to begin the second half. Make them pay. It's one of those game-changer positions. So he's got an arm pinned. Looks like he's trying to look for that near Turk, but Monona Grove's doing a nice job swiveling her hips there.
4 seconds.
And an armbar. Now, it'll be real interesting to see what Coach Winker wants to do here going into the third period. Conventional wisdom would say choose down, but obviously that decision was made last period.
Right.
So we're going to go neutral, which Rolando's done well on his feet. Let's get a takedown. Let's try to get a near fall. Let's try to get that major. I know the match, the match score is a little bit getting out of reach here. I get that, but anytime you get a major, you go for the major. Good shot defense by Rolando here. He's got to stuff that head. If he stops that head, the momentum stops. And now that's a senior wrestling. That's a senior wrestling at 106 right there. Just used his hip pressure.
Experience coming through there a little bit. Yep.
Hip strength drove him right to his back. Getting the pin here. If he gets it, there it is. Nice job, Rolando.
Well, he's one of the few seniors on this squad, and as you said, rare to see a senior at the 106 weight class. Heck of a job to get the pin there. 5th pin of the match for the Golden Beavers.
What a weapon for the Golden Beavers to have a senior down there. I've had really good underclassmen, lower weights. Never had a senior as a 6-pounder. Never had a junior as a 6-pounder. Would have loved to have had that as a weapon to march out there. And that just explains how deep this team is and how this team can go far late in the year. So now we got Grayson Kevinman. He's a freshman. He's going to be taking on Cardoso, who's a sophomore. Grayson's 8-3 on the season. Finished 3-2 this last weekend at Battle on the Bay. Finished 10th there out of I believe 32 teams. Cardoso, sophomore, 6-5 on the year. I tell you what, in a couple matches I've seen Beaver Dam wrestle this year, I went down to East Troy and watched them at the Howard Manny duels. The one thing I was super impressed with were their 6-pounder, 13, and 20. Their lightweights, this trio, is, if you're Coach Winker, you got to feel really good about when the lineup rolls around, you got these three back to back to back. And look how physical he is. How many 13-pounders do you see just manhandle that head, get into it? There's your cradle, near side cradle. He's got it locked up. It's going to get him take him right to his back. Feet to back is what you want. And now we're getting near fall. He's got him flat. Good night. Oh, didn't finish. He's going to finish him right here. That is tight. That is tight. He's got to pin that far shoulder. He's going to step over the top, try to throw in a Saturday night. He's got a one leg hooked. He's going to give that up. Just scoop that head, scrape that shoulder down. Man, if you're the bottom wrestler here, you're fighting for your life. That's tough. Now he's got a half. Now he's got a deep half. Oh. Kudos to Cardosa for staying out of there. But, chain wrestling here. He didn't get the pin there, so he went right to a bundle of arms or a butcher, put him right on his back, some more near fall. He's right back on it, going right back to that crossface. Man, again, gee, I wonder what they work on in the practice. Right into a cradle. I always love going to that crossface bundle of arms. It's just a physical move. It really sets a tone. When you go out and just break people with physicality like that, man, it's just tough. It's demoralizing if you're on the other side. Right back to that butcher.
7-0 at the end of one, and Grayson doing a heck of a job here so far.
10-0. They got
10,
he got
I
near
missed
fall
that.
in.
Yeah, the near fall.
So here's the situation we're in. We're going to choose down here. If he is up by 15 points, they're going to stop the match. Technical fall. That'll be a 5-point team majority. So, if this were a tight match, you'd say, gosh, you want to put him to his back, try to get the pin, get that extra point for a pin. But given the situation he's in, if he gets an escape here, he gets now forget that. He's going to go to a reversal, 12-0. So now if he gets a turn, gets a near fall, gets 3 on the near fall, and he doesn't pin him there, match's over, technical fall. I wrestled with a lot of guys who thought that was the greatest thing ever, and I said, I'll take the pin. I'll get off the mat early, but you can go wrestle for that tech. But, a lot of guys today, when they're wrestling for techs, they're takedown guys. Take the guy down, let him up, take him down, let him up. And a lot of people have opinions about that. Beaver Dam doesn't do that. If they're going to get a tech, they're going to turn you. And I'll be honest, that's a different school of thought than what we had in Fort, but I tell you what, that's going to be effective late in the year, and this is what happened. 15-0 tech fall. Nice job. Nice job.
(44-9) after the tech fall, and Beaver Dam in control of the match here as we move along. Mike Tronson, Ryan Gerber with you on Daily Dodge TV for this home dual meet for the Golden Beavers. Monona Grove McFarland, MGM in town tonight on this Tuesday evening. Glad you're with us. And tonight's game brought to you by our presenting video sponsors, Columbus Family Dental, Hometown Glass and Improvement, and the Beaver Dam Unified School District. Tonight's match also brought to you by John Deere Horicon Works, Reed Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Air Care, Richards Insurance, Bayside Supper Club, Metalcraft of Mayville, Landmark Credit Union, Jerry's Automotive, McKinstry's Home Furnishings, and we'll thank some more here in a moment.
So Ryan Burwitz hitting the mat tonight. He's a freshman, 2-2 on the season. He's been out for a little bit, wrestling Austin Nichols of MGM, 5-6 sophomore. I tell you what, though, while you were doing that read, Ryan came out to Enter Sandman by Metallica. Man, this place was bumping. Like, you want to intimidate your opponent right away. Play a little Enter Sandman when you're coming out.
I heard that. That's why I had to talk over it. Gave me goosebumps.
And I was happy to take a break and not talk for once. Just let the atmosphere.
You're doing an excellent job, by the way. You are really good. Well, you know your stuff.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that. This is fun. This is a lot less stressful than being on the sideline.
I was just going to ask you. I mean, as a coach, it's got to be a lot less stressful.
That would have been a place where I would have had a real hard time sitting in my seat. This, you love the sport. You've been around it. I coached a lot of kids that I really miss, and I miss that part of it. But, I don't miss the knots in your stomach and the living point-to-point thing. Yeah, this is a tough one. Burwitz got taken down, put to his back. Nichols really just overpowered him there. Getting the turn, getting near fall here, looking for a pin. So Burwitz needs to keep those hips turned, really keep fighting those shoulders up. Don't want to give up the pin. And
he just did. Yep.
Just did it, and he's tight. You know, that was a tight finish, and you know, sometimes you get yourself in one of those situations, and it's hard to fight off. You just do what you can, but it's tough.
And we also thank some more of our sponsors that made this broadcast possible tonight. They include McKinstry's Home Furnishings, Ergo Bank, Great Harvest Bakery Cafe, Surefire, Fox Brothers Piggly Wiggly, Preferred Dental Partners, Slumberland, and Kraft Heinz on the John Deere Horicon Works scoreboard. As we move along now to 126, it's Beaver Dam 44 and Monona Grove McFarland 15.
So this is a kid I really was looking forward to seeing tonight and watching. This is Avery Femright from Beaver Dam here. 6-5 on the season. You hear that and you're like, well, what's so exciting about that? Well, what's exciting about that is this weekend he went 3-2 at the Battle on the Bay tournament and finished 4th. You know, you're a good wrestler when you finish in the top 4 at that tournament. So really excited to see him wrestle here up against Dunn Morgan, a freshman from MGM, 4-7 on the season. So, you know, as we're looking at the last 3 matches here, you know, coach has got to be looking at, you want your guys to come out. Oh, nice slide by. Come out and finish their matches individually, but you know, you want to keep the energy up. It's easy at this time for guys who especially have been sitting on the sideline and watching the big score go up, seeing you know, nearly a 30-point lead here coming out to kind of go out there sluggish or whatnot. What you want to see right here is all your guys finishing. And that's the one thing I will say, you know, a lot of people don't consider wrestling a team sport. They see the individual part, and it certainly is. But I tell you what, having coached it for as long as I have, wrestling is as team-oriented as it gets. You don't get to be great by yourself. You don't do it in a silo. It takes great practice partners, it takes great peers, it takes a great team, and that's the one thing that Coach Winker's really sold to these guys. Their goal of eventually getting to that team state, returning to the team slate. The last time they did it, Coach Slayton was the coach.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Which Coach Slayton, if you're watching at home, wish you were here. We'll talk to you tomorrow about how this. We'll do the whole full rundown tomorrow. But they've had a great run of coaches here, and as an outsider coming into this, that was the one cool thing I knew that I was walking into at Beaver Dam is a really solid wrestling program that's got a rich tradition and history here, and it's because of the team concept. They've always pushed team here.
One of the great moments in Beaver Dam High School wrestling I'll never forget is listening to our good friend and colleague Rick Arman call the state championship match when Justin Wickersham took home a state title. I forget what year that was now. It goes back to the early 2000s, and we lost him way too soon. And my goodness, that was something that I still think about. It gives me goosebumps.
And speaking of Justin, the Wickersham Memorial Tournament coming up this weekend.
Yeah.
Always the third weekend in December. Great tournament. It's a tournament that, as a coach, I always try to get into right up the road, and a lot of really great teams. And so we'll have 6 mats here starting at 9 o'clock. If you're not doing anything Saturday, come on out to watch some great wrestling. A lot of really good individuals, a lot of really good teams, and we're going to keep building. You know, when I was down to Fort Atkinson, we started the TKO, the Terry Kramer Open, and the goal was always to make the best tournament we possibly could. Well, you know, I'm here now, and I want to take the Wickersham and what they've built here and all the hard work.
It's a great event now.
Oh, it's a great event, and really elevate it because we've got a great facility here. We've got a lot of teams to draw from, and you know what? We got a great team that we can showcase as well against some of the best. So I'm looking forward to this weekend. It's the first time I'll be at it, so
okay.
I'm a total newbie to the Wickersham myself. But I'm looking forward to being part of that in the future and helping to build that tournament to be a state championship level tournament, just like its namesake was. And here we got a double armbar. Boy, if any of the Forester boys in Fort Atkinson are watching, they're loving this. This is what they're made their name on, is that double armbar. If you've ever wrestled and you've ever been in a double armbar, you know the agony that this kid is in. Like, he's going to get some training time tomorrow, training room time. The torque on those shoulders. If we can sit back, just sit up a little bit, get her back up, he's going to take him flat. There it is, right there. Tight finish.
Avery Femright with the pin. And that's now, let's see, I've got Beaver Dam with 8 pins in the match.
Yeah, they're taking care of business tonight, and not doing it sloppy, not doing it by chance, no throws tonight, just out toughing the opponents. You know, I said it at the beginning with Monona Grove, what you expect with them is being a tough, physical team, and they are. If you look at just the score, you might not see that, but this is a proud team that's a physical team, and it's just showing you that Beaver Dam, they're a really physical, really powerful
I can see
team.
that right away. On the John Deere Horicon Works scoreboard, 50-15, Beaver Dam leads Monona Grove McFarland as we head to 132, Ryan.
So Dylan Hahn of Beaver Dam coming out. He's a freshman, 3-8 on the season. Had a tough go of it this last weekend at the Battle on the Bay, but, you know, most freshmen are going to. So, you know, this is a kid that's in the varsity lineup for us the first year. He's going to grow. He's going to have some ups and downs, but if Coach Winker has the confidence to put him in the varsity lineup, you know this kid's got a lot of potential. He's up against Denman from Monona Grove, who also is a freshman, 2-3 on the season. This Denman, though, I will tell you, having done a little bit of scouting, does quite a bit of wrestling in the offseason. I believe he's a Nazar wrestler, Team Nazar out of Stoughton.
We've been talking all night, Ryan, about how young Beaver Dam is as a team. Monona Grove McFarland, they're fairly young as well, if you look at their roster. So, I mean, two squads that kind of a mirror image of each other in that regard.
Oh, yeah. And again, as much of a great coach as Coach Winker is in developing talent, and he's going to be there. Again, if I wasn't a Beaver Dam guy right now and I was looking for a place to send my kids to go learn from a great coach, Coach Voek is one of the top guys. He just hasn't gotten the team there yet. But then again, as I always used to tell my AD at Fort, well, when you got Stoughton and you got Milton and you got Wanakee and you got some of these teams on your schedule every year, it's tough sledding. But Coach Voek, he's going to have guys at the end of the year at the conference tournament that are going to achieve at high success, and he's going to have guys at the state tournament.
I would think with both these squads so young that both these coaches have to be really excited about the next few years, because we're seeing some really good things happening out here, and a lot of these guys are going to be around for the next 2-3 years or more. I mean, that's pretty exciting. You keep this core group together, there should be some good things happening.
Right. So you look at this match, and Beaver Dam's going to be really excited by the win, right? And you could look at it from Monona Grove's standpoint and be frustrated, but knowing both of these guys, neither one of them is going to be too elated, too down. This is all about mat time. And when you have young wrestlers, you're going to look at these matches and say, okay, we did some good things. Yeah, gain experience. We did some good things. We did some bad things. We've got the rest of this week to get better and then get after it this weekend. Then we run into the holiday break, take some time off, go to your holiday tournaments, and then we come back ready to really start climbing that hill in January. Coach Chase talks about breaking his season down in 5 different ways.
He does.
Wrestling really isn't that much different. You have December, January, and then it's go time in February. You got 3 seasons there. And I can tell you.
3 seasons within the season.
Yeah. So I can tell you, both these guys they've got a lot to work with in the practice room over the next couple days, and both these coaches are going to have their guys ready to go by conference. And again, this is just 2 teams. You look at the rest of the conference, we got such good coaching in the conference. That's what makes our conference tournament in February so special.
Each of these individual wrestlers, Ryan, can you tell me approximately how many matches they would, or how many times they would wrestle in a season? Yeah, you have your dual meets, you have your tournaments. Approximately how many times does each individual wrestler, assuming that they're going to be on the, throughout the whole season and not be injured or anything like that, how much are they going to wrestle?
So in Wisconsin, we have a cap of 50 matches and 14 events. Okay. So, and I actually sit on the state exec board.
That's right, you do. You told me that. Yeah.
So we actually crafted this rule, and when I throw out 50, that might sound like a lot, but I can tell you the reason we chose 50 is because doing our research, nobody hit 50. We didn't want a situation where we capped it and had guys sitting out late in the year.
Right.
The 14 match thing has been around a long time. So whether you wrestle 14 dual meets or 14 invites, that's really up to the coach. And so I know some coaches that, say, we're going to cap our number of matches at about 24, 25, so we're fresh at the end of the year. There are other coaches that say, hey, you're going to give me 50 matches, and I'm going to try to seek out 50 matches. It's really no different than our friends in baseball or basketball. 24 is the number, then let's schedule 24. It's really up to a coach, and I always tell coaches that ask me what my thoughts, you do what's best for your kids. So on average, heading into like the regional tournament, most wrestlers will have about 30 matches, 32 matches. A team like Stoughton, which does a lot of traveling, they may be in the closer to 40. But you do what's best for your kids. One of the guys that wrestled for me and then coached for me and now is running his own team. He coaches out in the southeast at Oak Creek. Kind of his philosophy is stay within that 25 match range. Not overdoing it with your kids, and I think that's pretty smart. We always tried to, when I was coaching, be around 32 going into the regional, and the way Tim has it set up, they're going to be right around that 32, 33 mark going into the regionals, and I think that's appropriate.
End of the second, and right now Denman has the 4-0 lead over Hahn.
Yeah, so Hahn here had choice in the third period. He's going to choose neutral. He's down 4 points here, so we gotta get going here. We've got some points to make up. Coach is yelling about ties and getting into the inside position. It's hard to do that from 2 knees there, and when we're driving in there, that's a beautiful duck under. Shout out to Coach Mahoney in Fort Atkinson. He would have loved to see that. But, when you charge at a guy like that, remember, all your momentum's coming forward. All that move there is just redirecting that motion and coming underneath. Kind of like the old bullfighter doing an ole with the bull coming
yes.
through. A tough position here. And that's a pin.
Yeah, the pin.
I will say that was one heck of a duck under there. That was pretty slick. And so that's a learning experience. If you feel like you can run at a guy, don't. Unless you're shooting a double leg. Last match of the night, though, coming up here.
On the John Deere Horicon Works scoreboard, Beaver Dam still with a commanding lead, though. Have they put the 6 up there yet? They haven't put the 6 up there yet, have they? It's 50-21.
Yeah.
50-21, Beaver Dam leading Monona Grove McFarland on the John Deere Horicon Works scoreboard as we move to the last match of the night, and we've come to 138.
Yeah, this is Blair Wood of Monona Grove, senior, 7-4 on the season. And
this is Odin Nico here?
Yep, Odin Nico for the Beavers coming on out. What they did here is they bumped a couple guys around in the lineup to handle an injury, so this is Nico's kind of stepping in here. Nice takedown early on, and you can see what Blair's doing here on top here. He's trying to tie up those arms, looking for that, that leg ride there. He's got him nice and deep here, both legs in. Looking probably for a power half here on Nico. There's a half. That's tough. That's tough. So he's a little high here on the pin. There he's settled back in, taking that leg. He's got to stretch that arm out. But this is a tough position for Nico to be in. And there's a pin.
Well, ended kind of quickly, but Beaver Dam with an impressive dual meet win here tonight, Ryan.
Yeah. There, this is you love to see this. If you're Coach Winker here, anytime you can put 50 points up in a wrestling dual meet, you did a lot of really good things. They gave up some points, team points there late, but they also gave it up in some inexperienced positions. And again, Coach is going to be happy to get the win, but he's also going to be really happy to see, hey, there's things that we have to work on. We're not that far off. We did a lot of really good things, but there's some stuff to clean up. Now, they have a short turnaround. Normally in the Badger Conference, we wrestle everything Friday night and then wrestle a Saturday tournament. We're wrestling a Tuesday duel. He's got a trip down to Fort Atkinson Friday night. I'll be there for that one. Sorry, Coach Ladron, I'll be down at Fort. But then they got to come back and they got to set up for the Wickersham. So a lot of stuff going on. This is a heavy, heavy week for the Golden Beavers.
Well, it's off to a great start, though, isn't it?
But you like to start off like this.
I'll tell you what, our final score on the John Deere Horicon Works scoreboard, Beaver Dam 50, Monona Grove McFarland 27. Let's do this. We'll take a break. We'll come back for our post-game report. The John Deere post-game show comes up right after this break on Daily Dodge TV.
John Deere not only builds great equipment, it's a great place to build your career and a high quality of life. You see, there's a certain kind of pride in being a part of a great American brand. It's the security that comes from learning new skills you'll have for a lifetime, a more confident future with unlimited growth opportunities, and the knowledge that you're valued and rewarded with a competitive benefits package. We're Deere strong and Horicon proud. Are you one of us?
Hi, my name is Michelle, and I'm the plant manager for the Beaver Dam Kraft Heinz plant. I'm excited to share with you that we are rolling out new schedules to allow people more time with their families. Come meet me and my team and let us tell you about the exciting changes we are making to our schedules and our great benefits. Please go to careers.kraftheinz.com, search by Beaver Dam, and see all the opportunities we have available. We believe family time is important. Our new schedule will allow you to have a schedule that works for you and your family. All shifts are 12 hours with up to 3 to 4 days off per week. We also offer shift differentials and premiums for weekend work at Kraft Heinz.
Hi, this is Sandy from McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam. We are proud to support all area athletes. While at home watching or listening to your favorite sports team, why not be comfortable? McKinstry's is a Lazy Boy comfort studio. We have sofas, recliners, sectionals, and reclining sofas in stock and ready for prompt delivery. Stop into McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam and add comfort to your home.
Year after year, McKinstry's.
Looking for a change? A new career that checks all of the boxes? Excellent benefits? A great team culture? And plenty of room to grow? Metalcraft of Mayville is looking for candidates like you to fill openings in Mayville, West Bend, and Beaver Dam. Metalcraft truly believes employees make the difference, offering paid training, top wages, and a regularly sanitized, safe workplace. Apply today at mtlcraft.com.
Metalcraft of Mayville.
Welcome back to our live coverage of stunt magician Merlin Wormwood, brought to you by Surefire, your leading local installer of Lennox home comfort systems.
That's right, Matilda. Merlin Wormwood has locked himself in his mother's basement and is refusing to install a Lennox home comfort system from Surefire until she promises to start making him pizza bagels every Friday evening.
Chuck, I'm sorry. How is this stunt magic? Isn't this just a lame protest?
Have you tried his mom's pizza bagels? They're incredible.
When we come back, what's the secret behind Merlin's mother's pizza bagels? And the latest weather report with Surefire up next.
With a finance plan to fit every budget, today is the time to upgrade to new Lennox home comfort system from Surefire, your local Lennox premier dealer. Online at surefireinc.com.
Be sure with Surefire.
American drivers overpay an average of $368 per year on their auto insurance. Why? Because, well, insurance is hard. It's complicated. It's time-consuming to get quotes from multiple companies, so we overpay. Or we call Richards Insurance in Beaver Dam. Make one call and receive a quote from a great company like Auto Owners Insurance. The team at Richards Insurance will literally do all the work for you. So if you could be saving money each month with an Auto Owners Insurance policy, you'll know about it. How much will you save with Richards Insurance? To find out, call Richards Insurance or stop in at 123 North Spring Street, downtown Beaver Dam. With offices in Columbus, Watertown, West Bend, and Oshkosh. With over 50 employees and hundreds of years insurance experience across 5 offices, you'll get full-service counseling with no obligation. Your auto owner's insurance carrier is Richards Insurance in Beaver Dam. Call 887-1615.
We'll be there with you.
Richards Insurance of Beaver Dam.
At Reed Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Beaver Dam, we are a second-generation family-owned business that has been in the Beaver Dam community for over 25 years. Our goal is to make the process of buying a vehicle fun again. No pressure, no hassle, just quality customer service from our friendly and experienced sales staff. So give us an opportunity the next time you're in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle. The worst that can happen is we shake hands and part as friends, and if you catch us on the right day, you can enjoy one of Mom's amazing homemade cookies. Let our family take care of your family at Reed Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Beaver Dam.
For every, where's the grocery list? I'll go to the store.
So you'll fill up my car on the way home?
Moment. If it has to do with your life and your money, it's a landmark moment, and Landmark Credit Union is here to help. With free checking accounts that offer you the choice of getting paid dividends on your balance or earning rewards points on your purchases. Opening an account is fast and simple and gives you access to Credit Hub, powered by Savvy Money, which shows your credit score so you can keep your finances healthy. Landmark Credit Union. Visit landmarkcu.com, insured by NCUA.
You're watching the Daily Dodge postgame show, presented by John Deere.
And we welcome you back inside the Beaver Dam High School Fieldhouse. Our John Deere postgame show is on the air, brought to you by the good folks at John Deere Horicon Works. And this wrestling dual meet is in the books. Beaver Dam a winner tonight over Monona Grove McFarland, 50-27. Mike Tronson alongside Ryan Gerber, and we are joined up here at the broadcast area by Coach Winker of Beaver Dam. Congratulations, Coach, on the win. Give me your overall thoughts on this. I would think you'd have to be very pleased. First home dual meet. You've got a fairly young squad. They look like veterans out there. They really did.
Yeah, I mean, I was really impressed with the way we wrestled tonight. I mean, our kids are aggressive, and that's one of the biggest things we try to instill in them in practice is be aggressive, be ready, and don't take anything for granted. You know, don't be afraid of any name on a piece of paper. When you walk out, you're going to shake hands. The match is going to start 0-0. Thought it was a great crowd. We had a great youth night, bringing them, try and be a part of it, try and build the program. But, yeah, just an exciting night overall, great matches, a lot of great excitement here in the Fieldhouse.
Tim, Ryan and I talked so much about, how young the squad is, but I tell you what, maybe we need to throw that out the window because, as I said, they seemed very poised. Even some of these matches, watching them when guys maybe get out of position, they never seemed to panic. I mean, they kept fighting.
Yeah, I mean, our guys might be young, they might be freshmen and sophomores, but they are guys with a lot of mat experience and a lot of experience at a higher level. They don't get panicked in different situations. They're ready to compete no matter what position, and they're not worried about what stage they're on. They just want to wrestle and they want to compete.
What was most pleasing to you as you watched the wrestlers go out there tonight?
I think just the battle in every match. They didn't care if it was a senior, what his name was. They just went out ready to wrestle and ready to compete, scoring points where they could, staying in good position, and taking advantage when their opponent makes mistakes.
I would think it would be, maybe it would have been understandable had some of these kids, come out here tonight, first home dual meet, under the lights, and been a little nervous. But I never sensed that at all. Did you? I don't think you. Did you sense that at all?
No, I think all the kids were ready to wrestle. Yeah. I mean, I think having this as a youth night each year, kids know what to expect. They've seen how we wrestle. They see the product we put together in the practice room and all of our other duels this year. So they show up ready to compete no matter what mat it's on and what gym we're in.
Yeah, I think the first match of the night, Landon Grow coming out wrestling a senior, and first match of your first home duel under the lights, that can be kind of scary. And really showed some poise early on, especially with an attempted throw there, and he stayed in good position. Just kind of talk about what it's like having a young guy showing a little moxie early on in a duel like that.
Well, you get all kinds of freshmen. By the time they're a senior, they can kind of figure out what their personality is going to be like when they step on the mat. You get some of those freshmen that just really don't care who it is in the practice room, who it is when they step on the mat, and that's exciting to see. And that's the kid that you can kind of be interested to see who they're going to battle up against for a state berth or maybe downstate tournament and get some wins. It's just exciting to see those kids that they're just ready to battle and they don't care what the grade is next to their opponent. They just want to shake hands and go.
It talks a lot about what you guys must be doing in the practice room. In that top position, you guys broke a lot of those guys from Monona Grove. Pretty cool thing. Must be spending a lot of time in the practice room working on riding and breaking their opponent.
Yeah, a lot of it's just control, staying in good position. If we can control hands, if we can control the hips, we're going to break them down. And when you start wearing them down on top, you start to break their will a little bit, and then it's easier to get a turn. But if you're just controlling them on the bottom, just mentally it could frustrate your opponent, and they're not sure where they can be successful if they can't even get an escape. So just creating that control on top, whether it's leg ride or controlling a wrist and a hip, but just always breaking them down, being ready to attack on top.
I think I had mentioned just a moment ago when you came up here, this is the start of a busy week for you. So obviously important to start the week on a positive note.
Yep, yeah, we got our duel tonight, and then we got another duel Friday against Fort Atkinson, and then we have our home tournament on Saturday. So we're going to be guns blazing all week, and we get through this week. We got just practice next week, and then holiday break. So
you going to haul this guy down to Fort Atkinson with you on Friday night for the duel?
Well, I don't know if he'll travel with us, but I imagine he might drive back across town to check out the old digs. So
Talk a little bit too, Coach, if you can. Of course, the Wickersham tournament coming up on Saturday. In fact, during the broadcast tonight, I brought up the old memory of Justin Wickersham winning the state championship all those years ago, and I remember listening to Rick Arman calling the play-by-play, and I got the goosebumps. And but this event named in his honor, it's a great event, and it just seems to get better every year.
Yeah, I mean, we had a tremendous opportunity with the referendum passing with our new facilities. We could put out 6 mats. We can invite 16 teams. We can always just keep increasing the quality of teams at our tournament. And it's a fantastic event. Kids like it. The coaches like it. It's great for the community, and it's great for the sport of wrestling. I appreciate Coach Slayton and Coach Zabrilski, what they did to build the tournament. And having the torch passed on to me to try and continue to make it better each year, make it more enjoyable for the kids, and make it a high-quality tournament that other teams want to compete at.
What time does that get rolling on Saturday?
We're always hoping to get started by 9.
9, okay. I thought. But, great win for your wrestlers tonight. Outstanding effort all the way around. Coach, thanks for coming up, giving us some thoughts tonight.
Thank you.
All right.
Nice job.
Coach, thank you very much. Nice job tonight. That is Coach Tim Winker, head wrestling coach here at Beaver Dam, and we thank him for stopping up. And, he's got to be very pleased, Ryan, about what he saw here tonight.
Yeah, great effort. There's things to work on. They're going to get after it. Got a good slate coming up. They're going to really know where they're at after Saturday, after the Wickersham, and then they got some time off to get better. And look, this team is going to do some great things this year. So if you're out there, you're looking for something to do, stay tuned.
If you're done Christmas shopping, Saturday's the day to come here.
Yeah, get here Saturday, 9 o'clock. Finals probably around 2:30, 3 o'clock. Get here, see some great wrestling. You're going to enjoy it.
Ryan, can you stick around for one last segment?
I'll be here.
All right, let's continue our John Deere postgame show right after this break on Daily Dodge TV.
Are you ready for peace of mind? Chad Guzzi here, owner of Air Care in Beaver Dam. If you're tired of unexpected repair bills, you want to sign up for our Total Care plan. It ensures top performance and prolonged life of your heating and air conditioning equipment. Air Care's Total Care customers receive annual inspections as well as a reduced maintenance rate, plus a 10% discount on all service repairs. Air Care, big enough to serve you, small enough to care. 920-356-8860.
At the Bayside Supper Club on Thursdays from 5 to 8:30, you can have the famous chicken wing and rib combo and 10-ounce prime rib plus full menu. Fridays, the all-you-can-eat chicken and fish seafood buffet from 4:30 to 9, and Saturday is the prime rib shrimp seafood buffet from 5 to 8:30 plus full menu. Sunday brunches every Sunday from 10:30 to 1:30. Make your holiday party reservations now. Call Mike and Doreen today at 920-887-0505.
At Reed Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Beaver Dam, we are a second-generation family-owned business that has been in the Beaver Dam community for over 25 years. Our goal is to make the process of buying a vehicle fun again. No pressure, no hassle, just quality customer service from our friendly and experienced sales staff. So give us an opportunity the next time you're in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle. The worst that can happen is we shake hands and part as friends, and if you catch us on the right day, you can enjoy one of Mom's amazing homemade cookies. Let our family take care of your family at Reed Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Beaver Dam.
Hi, my name is Michelle, and I'm the plant manager for the Beaver Dam Kraft Heinz plant. I'm excited to share with you that we are rolling out new schedules to allow people more time with their families. Come meet me and my team and let us tell you about the exciting changes we are making to our schedules and our great benefits. Please go to careers.kraftheinz.com, search by Beaver Dam, and see all the opportunities we have available. We believe family time is important. Our new schedule will allow you to have a schedule that works for you and your family. All shifts are 12 hours with up to 3 to 4 days off per week. We also offer shift differentials and premiums for weekend work at Kraft Heinz.
Jerry's Automotive in Beaver Dam is a champion of our local schools. Team up with Jerry's Automotive by pumping your gas at their Spirit Pump, where 2 cents of every gallon is donated to a local school each month. Jerry's Automotive also provides exceptional vehicle service and repairs and a great selection of convenience items. Visit Jerry's Automotive Center, WI.com, and on Facebook. Jerry's Automotive, 700 North Spring Street in Beaver Dam, across the street from Beaver Dam Food Pride.
Is it time to update the bathroom? Then it's time to head to Hometown Glass and Improvement of Beaver Dam. Hometown has a full complement of Vasco shower enclosures. Hometown Glass makes your selection of enclosures easy, and they provide hassle-free installation. When you purchase a Vasco shower enclosure, your expectations will be exceeded. Hometown Glass promises you a classy, elegant, and luxurious centerpiece for your bathroom. Hometown Glass and Improvement, Highway 33 east of Beaver Dam, on the web at hometownglass.com.
What's in your kid's lunchbox today? Turkey and bacon on honey whole wheat? Roast beef on sourdough? PB&J on cinnamon chip? With bananas? That is bananas, but that's what fresh baked breads from Great Harvest can do for you. Unleash your sandwich ingenuity. So show your kids some lunchbox love with chicken salad on cranberry orange bread, Italian on cheddar garlic bread. Then show everyone your creation at Instagram or Facebook using this hashtag. Great Harvest. Bread. The way it ought to be.
Shop the Pig! Fox Brothers Piggly Wiggly in Beaver Dam has everything you need to keep your family happy and healthy. From Pampered to Perfection Produce to Boar's Head Deli Meats and Cheeses, Fox Brothers award-winning brats, and certified Angus beef. If it's not certified, it's not the best. Be sure to go online at Fox Bros Piggly Wiggly and find the latest weekly flyer full of savings, and follow them on Facebook to learn more about their upcoming events. Shop local and save at Fox Brothers Piggly Wiggly in Beaver Dam.
Piggly Wiggly, shop the pig.
Ready, set, Ergo! The game plan is to make banking convenient for you. Ergo Bank has locations in Marquezan and Fox Lake with interactive teller machines in 5 different communities. And at all locations, speak with a live teller and conduct most in-branch transactions by transferring, withdrawing, or depositing. That's better banking by design. Open 7 a to 7 p Monday through Friday, 7 to noon on Saturdays. Call them today at 920-398-2336 or visit ergobank.com. Ergo Bank, an equal housing lender and member FDIC.
Hi, this is Dr. Adam Forster at Columbus Family Dental. If you've been unhappy with your smile, it's time that you come and see us. Our team of doctors are waiting to help you get your smile back. We'll take the time to talk with you and treat you like a member of our family, not just another number. Whether it's a whole mouth makeover or simply a little tweak, we'll find the right solution that fits you. For your free, no-pressure consultation, call us today at 623-5559.
You're watching the Daily Dodge postgame show, presented by John Deere.
The Beaver Dam Unified School District identifies a School of the Month during the school year. A shout out to the students, staff, and families of this month's school community being recognized, Wilson Elementary. Mike Tronson, Ryan Gerber on the John Deere postgame show. Beaver Dam a winner tonight in this wrestling dual meet. First home dual meet of the year. Golden Beavers knocking off Monona Grove McFarland 50-27. And any final thoughts here, Ryan? By the way, Ryan, I just got to compliment you on your outstanding play-by-play tonight. It was a pleasure to be here and my job tonight was to stay out of the way and let you describe the action.
This was a ton of fun. Hopefully I'll get invited back. This is a lot of fun. I'll do it any time. Final thoughts for tonight. What a great effort. Love to see it. A lot of guys getting after tonight. Physical wrestling. And then to put a big number up in front of a home crowd. Love to see it. Way to start a busy weekend. We're going to go down to Fort and have a good night down there. And then we're on to the Wickersham this weekend. So last plug, if you're around Saturday and you want to see some great Golden Beaver action, come on down to the Wickersham. We'll be here all day, 9 o'clock. Final starting around 2:30, 3 o'clock. Going to see some good competition. Come on out and support these guys.
And with that, we start to wrap things up here. I want to remind you that we have high school basketball coming up later this week here on Daily Dodge TV. On Thursday night, this coming Thursday, we've got girls hoops as Beaver Dam plays host to Wanakee right here in this facility. We'll have it for you on Daily Dodge TV Thursday night. I'll be here with a pregame show around 7 o'clock, 7:15 approximately for the opening tip. And then Friday night, we do it all again. This time it's the boys' turn as the Golden Beaver boys will entertain Sauk Prairie again. That's on Daily Dodge TV. And also Friday night's game simulcasting on 1430 ESPN. Again, around 7 o'clock for the pregame show, 7:15 approximately for your tip time. Tonight's game has been brought to you by, our match has been brought to you by our presenting video sponsors, Columbus Family Dental, Hometown Glass and Improvement, and the Beaver Dam Unified School District. And we also thank John Deere Horicon Works, Reed Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Air Care, Richards Insurance, Bayside Supper Club, Metal Craft of Mayville, Landmark Credit Union, Jerry's Automotive, McKinstry's Home Furnishings, Ergo Bank, Great Harvest Bakery Cafe, Surefire, Fox Brothers Piggly Wiggly, Preferred Dental Partners, Slumberland, and Kraft Heinz. That's going to wrap it up. We want to thank all of you for being with us tonight for this match. Ninja, a.k.a. Justin Wilski, has been our videographer and engineer. He's the best in the business, by the way. We could not even begin to make this look good without his work. And he's shrugging us off right now. And, no, Ninja, I sincerely mean that. And want to thank again Beaver Dam High School Activities Director Ryan Gerber for his outstanding work tonight. And Ryan, let's do this again sometime, all right?
Love to do it.
All right, we'll see you down the road, sir.
I'll see you down the road.
All right, for Ninja and for Ryan, my name is Mike Tronson, saying so long from BDHS. Have a pleasant evening. And this has been a Daily Dodge TV Sports presentation. Good night, everybody.
You're watching the Daily Dodge postgame show, presented by John Deere.